set going on right now. On the stream, Dathis, Aliceal, Cubs Rule 21, and a Ninja 81. My name's Vitasia. I'm joined tonight on the mic by my good friend, Ninja Dave. How we doing tonight, Dave?
We're doing great tonight, and I'm looking forward to a great race between these four.
Absolutely. The looking for group flags, we have to complete 7 objectives, but luckily, all of the objectives are just find your party. We do have to find our party members. You'll notice Cecil is our starting character, which makes it kind of interesting in terms of where we could possibly go. I'm loving it. Looks like both Dathis and Cubs Rule are giving shout outs to other members of the community in their naming conventions. I love it.
Great to see. So, looks like with these characters, we know which characters are available because they're the 8 objectives. We have options. You have Cecil Edge, you could try to go Zerkers with those. You have Tella and all the mages. So Demon Machine could be in someone's future.
Yeah, I really think it's going to depend on the party that we end up getting easy access to before we get too much experience dug in. Also, if we have an early Darkness Crystal, I think that would weigh in more heavily towards the mages as well. This is going to be one of those seeds that I don't know if you can really go halfway. You're going to have to build your party pretty quickly and then roll with it. Hey, there's no required Edward. This is my favorite seed ever. This is supposed to be hard mode. There's no Edward. What?
No Edward, no Sid, no Fu.
Who says this is hard mode? Come on, guys. I like this.
But Spoonward.
But starting Cecil.
Although it is T-Pro, so finding that big shiny might be a little more difficult than usual.
Yeah, it's always going to be a little bit more difficult, but with these flag sets, it's going to be really interesting to see exactly how all of this is going to play out. Really, I just have really been enjoying playing the looking for group flag sets because one of the things that happened with ZZ5 and the Blue Moon and Red Moon flag sets was everyone commented about how different it felt going from key item searching to boss hunts. This is going to have a similar feel where instead of boss hunts, we're doing character checks, and we have vanilla.
If vanilla starts, Sparkle giving us a rat tail. Now, that cane does not count towards the get cane objective.
You're absolutely right. It does not. The starter characters, either one of them, do not count for the objective. So there is a duplicate cane elsewhere out in the seed. So it'll be interesting to look out for this. But really, I heard tell that there were some threats about something strange happening if we had vanilla start, and well, come at me, brah.
Yeah, let's see what you got.
So we have people running in 4 different directions, it feels like. We do have what looks to be a traditional start checking out Edward. We have Damsian being cleared out as well, and then Watery Pass. So 4 runners, 3 different paths. Oh, and hey, Bedward has our hook. So that is the intended way into the underground. So we don't have to go too much more hunting if we don't want to.
You still need to get through those bosses.
I mean, yes, technically, but
Even just finding some goods in the Watery Pass. Berserk now calling out there was a ninja sword in there, and we know Edge is in the seed.
Yeah, also looked like there was a long sword that Ali picked up in the Pauper's Treasury there in Troya. So really, Some nice early game loot for characters that we know will eventually appear. We just need them to actually show up. Um, Now, here's the interesting thing, because the party is not starting. I mean, they start with their starter gear, which both Cecil and Kane start with. Um, how do I put this, delicately? Uh, Not good gear.
Literal first minute of the game gear.
Although I hear that Spear has its fans.
Spear's okay.
Meanwhile, both these runners are just doing some extra looting around. Realistically, we're going to need to get some gear if we're going to two-man any of the early bosses here. I mean, we could probably squeak through it, but having just a little bit of gear either way could really help us out. We've gotten a headband so far, and it looks like a sorcerer robe is also in the Damsian basement. Looks like E-Ninja finds Kane and D-Lunars that are available on Mount Hob. So, I mean, that is the Kane. We can't get a duplicate Kane.
And Enos is showing off that the D-Lunars are in fact undead and taking them out with some Cure 3s.
That was nice to see. An early, nice kit there being available. Looks like the rat tail turn-in is just a coffin. Oof.
Things getting a little grim down in Adamant Grotto.
Wah, wah.
I give them tail to give me a coffin. I'm wondering what kind of, is that some sort of threat?
Well, I mean, we did just give him a rat tail, so I mean, kind for kind.
Cubs will doing some looting in Evelyn Cave. You can find some good gear down there. Maybe even a spear or a sword.
Well, and I think more than anything, finding good gear, you want to be a little bit careful, of course, because there's always the possibility that you run into that trap chest as well. But you're absolutely right. Great opportunity for some gear. Great shop accessibility as well. And another character check, which I think if there's one thing that Free Enterprise has been known for over the many years, do your objectives.
Right, and in this case, it's a gated character check, so that could be that edge we found a bunch of gear for.
Nice bonus there, a black sword. Normally that's just something to sell, but I will take a black sword any day of the week. And there's a rune axe as well. When we're this early into the game and we have a Cecil, I mean, that turns Dark Knight Cecil into someone who can carry us through the early game.
Right. And that rune axe can go on Kane, and that is your early game damage.
Now, I don't know about these flag sets. I didn't quite get a chance to check, but is this the trap chest array device, correct?
They are. I checked. Vanilla Traps is not on. Which is why Cubs Rule stopped pressing his luck after a certain point.
Yeah, I was wondering, it's like, okay, Cubs, when are you going to stop doing this? We do have a Tella, so that's another one of our characters found, which is, I think, just added incentive for us to go up Mount Ordeals as quickly as we possibly can.
The bigger bonus to finding that Tella right now is, that's an exit caster.
It was also worth noting that Dark Knight Cecil was guarding our path into the underground, so that's, as Wandering Keeper says, that's pain. That's going to be, I mean, we'll be able to survive it. We have some Cure 3s, but we really need to make sure that we have the HP to be able to handle it, because that is not going to be an easy hit right there.
Also, we saw the trap on the hook route is vanilla.
Meanwhile, both Dathis and the Ninja are in Antlion Cave, and looks like Ali is right there as well. Um, Kenyaso is this is an interesting Kenyaso fight. We have some Thor rages here to be able to help us out to manage it, but this is not necessarily a straightforward fight right at the moment.
No, this could be just let the water come up and throw a Thor Rage for a few hundred.
All right, so the Thor rages are absolutely being put to work, but Cubs Rule, I think, I like the play that Cubs Rule made because he recognized that early game he's going to need a little bit more firepower than just these two. And right now with that Rune Axe for the Cane, even the Flame Spear, if you find an unfortunate early alt gauntlet, for example, that Flame Spear will be able to cast fire too on all enemies. So we have our sweeper ability as well.
And Ali is joining Dathis and E-Ninja in the turtle fighting. Dathis will go the first look at what comes from the turtle, and hey, it's another Rune Axe.
I mean, okay.
For anyone who didn't run down the hook route, that's perfectly fine.
I mean, absolutely. We might as well use it. Looks like Kane jumped with that Flame Spear on Cubs Rule side as well. So saving his one more Cure 3 than the rest of the party. We'll see if that ends up making a difference here as the seed goes on. I don't think so, but you never know.
Now we'll see where Dathis decides to take us. Mist? Doing some chopping here?
I think after that long fight, he just as much recognizes that, okay, I need a little bit more power for my cane if I'm going to do anything else, because let's face it, that Antlion Cave, that's a much longer fight with this party than you really want it to be. So taking some time out to invest in gearing up, even if it's shopping, will go a long way.
I was a curse string for sale in Mist, so there's value in this town.
That is good to see, absolutely. Let's see, looks like E-Ninja is going to be our first one over here to Fabul. Nice Ice Brand if he can afford it for Kane. So that would be another weapon that could really get things rolling early on, but I guess he already has the Rune Axe, so he'll be good.
At center slot Rune Axe, you're still hitting like 85 accuracy or so.
All right, and Datha showing us our first look at Barrett in. That is Rosa, and I think this is the Water Hag because it was one fight. This Water Hag though, quite punchy.
That's a rude spot for Water Hag. Only 400 HP, so more often than not you can just one-shot most things here. And this spot hits fairly hard.
Especially for this early in the game. We might see a Water Hag wipe here on Datha's side.
Oh no, it's happening again. The revenge of the Water Hag.
Oof. Dathis. Meanwhile, E-Ninja showing us that Fabul is being invaded by Golbez himself, not letting his minions go to work for him this time. Wow.
Yeah, Golbez is just doing the fine, I'll do it myself thing.
Look, armies cost money, so if you can do it, might as well.
And E-Ninja getting there with just 2 characters, which is nice because Shadow goes hungry.
And a quick star veil. This is really kind of an optimal time to fight the Golbez when you have a low party count. So, real. I'm not going to say luck out, but certainly optimally placed. And Dathis going right back, round two.
We see Cubs rules in the fight as well, going to have a slightly easier time having a third character to be able to swing at it. Or, I guess, drop lightning on it.
All right, so Ninja is now through.
Cubs rule showing us it's an Octoman behind there. I believe Cubs is one with the Black Sword, right?
Yep, Cubs is the one with the black sword. So Octomum's gonna have a relatively bad day. Of all the bosses out there, Octomum is weak to darkness and strong against holy. So, and thank you programmers for this just falling into place for us.
And it made perfect sense at the time. I believe that was the pass from Fabul, so never upset to see that.
No, always good, especially since all of our characters are, hopefully somewhere on the earth. I don't necessarily want to see a darkness crystal. Adamant rock. My goodness. So, I mean, we're just not getting a whole lot of extra paths here. E-Ninja is now going up Mount Ordeals, which kind of feels like our last chance to get any other key items. Otherwise, this is all we got, and we have to go into the underground with this.
It is worth pointing out, because of Adam Rock, Super Smith is on. So if we forge, we're getting a fiery hammer.
Do we know for a fact we're getting a fiery hammer?
Could be a Loki's loot. You know when Super Smith is on, it's always something for a character you don't have.
I'm banking on scrap. That's my favorite. All right, so the Dark Elf. Now, my goodness, this is. I don't know. This just seems like a very interesting boss to fight here, especially when, again, you're only 2 party members deep, and it's underpowered Cecil and Kane.
Kane's got this. It's fine.
So Cubs Rule now is doing his Golbez fight, but is going to have a little bit different of a time. He's trying to knock down a couple characters to figure out who's gonna fall over for Golbez. Only gets Rosa down, so a little bit longer of a cutscene.
Yeah, Shadow gets to have, one character. It's a treat.
Look, he's dieting, so just a light snack. Not your normal 3 party members. We're just gonna nom on 1.
Oh, I don't think he'd want to eat. I don't think he'd want to eat Kane. The Druids are all crunchy and stuff with that heavy armor.
I mean, as a dragon, you recognize what the threat is, and the Dragoon is the biggest threat to a dragon.
That's fair.
Ali barely getting through that water hag fight. We've had some struggles with water hag so far today, which is kind of not what I'm used to saying out loud. I never thought that sentence would be in that order.
Oh no, I know all about water hag struggles.
Right, so Dathus gets his hook and then is on his way now to the underground. Again, I think Ninja is the only one who's made an attempt up Mount Ordeals up to this point in time. Really kind of stuck on the pause menu, I think, thinking, it's like, what is going on right now?
That might be a how do I get through this thought. Anyone who's gone into that Baron with 2 characters has gotten the business from that water hag.
And then to follow it up with Optimum, who, you know, is punchy in his own right.
It looks like Allie's going to take a peek down the hook route.
Yeah, I think both Ali and Dathus are running there, at least to get another character. It's not going to be too much of an increase in power, although you can do a lot with Tella.
Given what we've seen our runners have to deal with in Baron Inn, Tella performs a valuable function of being a warm body.
Hey, sometimes that's all you need in free enterprise. Sometimes you just need a warm body to serve as a target. Thank you, Edward.
And sometimes Edward does more than that. Sometimes Edward swings a mean spoon.
In the meantime, Cubs Rule is now the second one going to ascend Mount Ordeals, and will be the first one to see if he can get through. Though, again, that it's not a very easy fight with this Dark Elf right out the bat, but he's got a party of 4 with some reasonable levels. I think he's going to be in better shape.
I think Cubs Rule having the White Mage coming along will at least make the weak cast less devastating.
Oh yeah, definitely set up much nicer. Meanwhile, E-Ninja gets the hook, turning in his rat tail, finds only a coffin and says, "Welp, what now?"
He says, well, that's gone. So right now, this party definitely needs levels before taking on that DKC. I think off the top of my head, it does about 500-600 a wave.
Around there, yeah. Or I think it could be up to 800 at that point. Certainly, you'll want, some equipment to help you out, help defray at least as much as you can. But even then, you're going to want to strategically time a Cure 3 to be able to survive that.
Okay, I just looked up the pain chart real quick.
The fact that there's a pain chart is both the least surprising thing and the most surprising thing in this community.
It's actually not as bad as I thought. The 500-600 is the King Queen spot. Ruby spot is significantly less punchy. It does 3 to 4.
Oh, well, we'll be fine.
Unironically, we'll be fine. Paladin Cecil starts with 600.
In the meantime, Cubsero finds a really nasty Demas. We just don't have any gimme fights so far, do we?
The Demas, again, isn't the worst, because, again, Cubs has that black sword.
The Dark Knight Cecil is actually putting in work right at the moment.
I believe Demas is weak to it as well. which means the best thing we found for the seed is a black sword, it seems.
I mean, that's not exactly what I would think was the MVP of this particular seed, but sure, why not?
And you play the free end, you run into all kinds of scenarios.
It's true, and I think that's one of the things I enjoy most about the randomizer is that every seed is so different. It will test your game knowledge in some different way. So it's like, hey, Black Sword against Optimum and Demist early game that are gating otherwise kind of weird spots. Sure, why not?
Are we gonna have all 4 runners converging on Ordeals?
I think so. There's not much else that everyone else can do. I think E-Ninja still... Well, I think everyone still needs to do... go back to Baronin.
I believe Cubs is the only one who've gotten through that. While we've got everyone congregating on the mountain, I'd like to give a shout out to our restreamer tonight, Bad Karma, putting together this show for us. Our track is only having to push all the buttons, and 4-player tracking is extremely difficult, so great job. And to my co-commentator, Vitasia. Always great doing comms with you.
Absolutely, and shout out, of course, Engie Dave as well. But we've been working together, of course, through the clubs with Vittori and Tango, and we're now in the thick of club season. So if you're out there in the community and have always been interested in free enterprise, I tell you what, the community clubs are a fantastic way to introduce yourself to the variety of different seeds and possibilities that free enterprise can be played. So join us over on the Discord. Sign up for a couple clubs that sound interesting. We have a little bit of something for everyone, including a beginner-friendly club, the Pink Puff League. For those folks, we have lots of Pink Puff graduates that have really gone on to do very well in tournaments. So no better time to join the free enterprise community and start rolling up your own seeds than now.
And aside from the Pink Puck League, we have quick club seeds like Mini Mysteries. We have Shop to Drop is one another flag set for newer players, and then 99%ers if you want to get into playing mystery seeds without running into too much things, all the way up to Tricker's Trials, which is for those of us who want a bit more of our challenge our seeds.
Yeah, Berserk now. Tricker's Trials is the league intended for beginners. No. Let's not even. We're not going to joke that way because I don't want to scare people away. Please.
No, to put it bluntly, there was one Tricker's Trials seed season 1 where the winning time was north of 4 hours. And that was, I think, Dekar Smash that finished that fast. That's one of the top runners of the community.
Yeah, I'm just not. I don't like my blood pressure going that high, so I'm gonna step away. Meanwhile, back to the race. We can talk community clubs. Cubs Rule does get through. That was a Dr. Luge fight. So just extra length. These are all just really good spots for all the bosses.
Had just a ninja hat from there, but the real value is getting Cecil and Tella online.
Absolutely, and they're in a great setup right now between the Rune Axe and then having a fully unlocked Tella. Honestly, I think I would probably go grab some levels in Eblin Castle, doing those trap chests. Because I'm still not feeling terribly equipped either. But otherwise, that's it. The only thing left to do is go into Underground.
I would want some. I agree with you. I'd want some levels, some HP on Cecil, so I can tank uh, other Cecil's waves.
Does look like that's exactly what Cubs Rule is on his way to do right now. Dathis, meanwhile, is on his Luge fight, while Ninja and Ali are on their Demist fight for the back attack spot.
It looks like Ninja and Ali both have this Demist well under control. With the missed out phase giving you plenty of time for Tele to get everyone blinked up. Cubs Rule finding the rudest of the fights in Evelyn immediately.
And the real rough thing is he doesn't have anything to sweep. No J items to really help out.
Stone?
I mean, yes, and Cecil is currently in cover mode, so that'll certainly help.
There's the problem. Tele needs glasses. God's buddy, I feel your pain with.
I mean, he does have cover Cecil with, in the back row with a crystal shield, so he's doing all right in terms of covering. So he can. Well, there's a whiff number 2.
Crystal shield gives undead resist, so covering the skulls is pretty much going to guarantee 1 damage.
Worth pointing out as well, you see that his Cecil is using the crystal shield as an item right now, and nothing is happening. The reason why you can't just parry is when you parry, it deactivates Cecil's cover until he has a turn again. So you really need to have him do something, even if it's literally a nothing is going to happen, to let him continue to cover as an action.
Right. By the way, that's 3 misses so far. There you go.
And that's a nice chunk of experience. Cecil all the way up to level 15 now. That'll be nice. And hey, a crystal ring. I mean, yay.
Another 20 defense on your cover tank. I'll take it.
That's worth right there. Gungnir Spear for Kane.
Dathis, now with more firepower, is going to go take out the Baron Inn. I can assume Ali and Ninja are going to be right behind him into there. Personally, I like how actually.
Cubs Rule now taking a safety save. He pulled out and exited and says, "Nope, I killed 1 boss. I'm going to save at least my levels, so I'm not going to put myself in a bad position." I like that heads-up strategy, kind of knowing that not in the greatest position right now.
I was thinking it might have also been to get Tele's MP back, because burned 60 of it trying to get that stone.
In the meantime, he has Kane, who has zerked himself up. So we'll be able to life glitch even here a little bit, get some bonus experience.
Yay, more XP!
Every little bit helps when it comes to that
yes.
wave.
Also, yes, those Mad Ogres are in fact mages. Why? Who knows?
Dragoon Lance. So all of the cane weaponry is located here.
Good call turning around. You don't want to leave that 2,000 GP behind. We did see Dathis getting through that Octoman. You say every GP counts?
Well, I mean, the one time you don't check that chest is the one time that it's a trap chest and a crystal sword in it. I know it's not likely in these flag sets, but,
I thought you were going to point out that it's 40% of another wine.
It's true. I am a wine enthusiast. JP, did he skip left side?
No. Cubs has done both towers so far. The last trap is down here.
I mean, left side of the middle from the throne room.
No, I think I saw Cubs take everything. The Alley in, Baron in, Ninjas in, Baron in. Taking a little bit of revenge on that water hag.
Oh yeah, absolutely. When you couldn't do it before, and you know that you would really like to get your white mage some levels as well.
We do see a little bit more caution when dealing with the cats.
Yep, this is one of those fights that it's best to take your time. When you have back row Cecil, doing cover strats, as long as there's nothing in this area that will do any sort of like magical damage. It's all physical, so just letting Cecil cover if he has the equipment is a fantastic strategy.
Especially on this fight, because the cats counter any damage by either paralyzing or instantly killing someone.
Yeah, so taking your time to go ahead and wait it out and get through it slowly. Safety is the best policy. Rosa learning Blink there, that's a fantastic pickup.
And also a fantastic pickup.
Remember like 10 minutes ago when we were suffering from not having enough power in this seed?
I think we found our power. Also, we were musing earlier about is this going to be a mage or a Zerker party? I think we've answered that too.
Yeah, this is one where there's no question about it. This is the way to go about it. So Cubs rule now, I would say in the driver's seat of where he wants to be. Certainly is set up very well.
Goober, that was Mini Burr. It's next gal.
Only the second best weapon in the Diet Burr. Great value Burr.
Dr. Burr. Mr. Burr? And Ninja's showing us, sometimes you just need a few extra levels. Siren up some Liliths. Some of the best XP you can get on the overworld right here.
It's true, and more to the point, they're weak against fire. So if you have, say, a flame spear that I know that we picked up earlier, you can really do quite a bit of damage and knock these things out pretty quickly.
So heads up play by Ninja, recognizing a few levels might get through those fights.
Meanwhile, looks like Dathis had the same thought that Cubs Rule did and is fighting for some extra experience, although had to reset out because the Mad Ogres did mad things.
They were angry ogres this time. So this play Ninja's doing one that was popularized in ZZ5. As soon as you get your Paladin Cecil online, pop a Siren outside to get a bunch of levels on him.
Absolutely. Just to kind of get the ball rolling. Level 1 Cecil, even when he has some equipment, he is limited in what he can do. But after a few levels, even a fight like that, he jumps up from level 1 to like level 18, and all of a sudden he's on par with the rest of the party.
And then you go take your guy, get the sword for him, and you're off.
Meanwhile, Dathus trying to get through this Mad Ogre fight. I think he's close.
I saw the rune axe on, so should be straightforward at this point. That jump is going to more than finish off this ogre.
Yep. And it's gone. Ali is on the Excal fight right now, using an assassin dagger. That's clever.
If you time it right, put your attack input in when you immediately right as you see the blink. As long as the cats aren't RA1, you can swoon them like that.
So Ali gets through with just a Cecil and Tella, but that Excal says never having to say you're sorry.
Yep. Again, Ali showing off great game knowledge of how to get swoon procs.
Oh my gosh.
That is a rude fight. Karma, why?
This has been every boss fight. Like, it is hand selected to be the worst place for that boss to be. Oh my goodness.
So the problem is the King Queen spot is very punchy. And now it's very punchy times 3.
We do have a few white mages who can theoretically cast Blink. The problem is it takes a long time to get those off. Yeah, S-Grunt making fun of us earlier says, yeah, this doesn't seem like it'd be that hard of a seed. Just find your party. It'll be totally fine.
I would almost want those white mages casting, well, Tell at least trying to size these imps or something. But you got a blinked angry paladin, that's gonna get you through.
It should get you through most of the time. Meanwhile, let's see. Ninja is finishing up his Baron fight. The rest of the party is clearing out the rest of Eplin Castle.
Those extra levels pushing Ninja through Baron. Dathus and Ali both also in possession of the Excal, so we have shiny stick parity among 3 of our runners. Dathus says, that's good enough for me. I'm going down the hook route.
I mean, I like that. You know, when you find a shiny stick, you go. I mean, the Dragoon Lance is nice as well. We found some really nice gear that should be able to carry us through the rest of the game. Through that Eplin Castle.
That Eplin Castle, the traps were a high roll for T-Pro. That was a 7, an 8, and something. What was the last one again? Crystal Rings was 6, 7, 8.
Oh, we blink and comes to rule us through. All right, so...
Yeah, that looked like a little Twitch hiccup. Most likely had the HP to just face tank 3 swings or needed 1 heal to get through the DKC fight.
Yeah, we didn't anticipate that was going to be too much of a challenge. Turns out, I mean, if you can get through the dark imps, then that's the bigger challenge. So we are into the underground. We did see the boss on top of the tower was
Dolls.
Calbrenna. Yeah, so
So,
that's easy.
okay, hear me out for the plan on this one. Feed Tella Soma drop. Drop rocks on the dolls.
Look, I'm all about overkill as much as the next guy, but I also don't have that kind of time when a Quake could just do it just as well. Although we don't have Quake,
Yeah,
so.
problem with that plan.
I mean, I don't. I guess the thing is, there's not a better one right at the moment.
Legitimately, the best plan we have right now is drop rocks on them if you can get a Soma drop.
Well, meanwhile, Cubs Rule is going to do Dwarf Castle. We do know that this is another character check, and then we're really starting to look for key item checks that'll get us characters. As much as I'm like, we're looking for things like the Sand Ruby and the package. Earth Crystal would be massive. Baron Key.
And Death is running into those dark imps as well. They're gonna. I have a feeling each runner is gonna wipe it at least once of them. That's just a rude fight there.
It is, and it's one of those fights that you can get through if you prep for it. But if you're going in blind, you can't really prep for it very well. Meanwhile, Officer Soldier is located at our first spot behind the throne in Dwarf Castle. This is going to be a relatively easy fight. Looks like we found some hourglasses and are burning them. Although once we have that coffin, it's really a pretty straightforward fight.
Hey, you take out the officer and the soldiers all start squabbling, punching each other. It really just turns into a mess.
Also, a good time to knock down Artella, so we know that what role he's going to be serving. Anchor directly.
As Tella is informing us that the floor is in fact made of floor.
Do we know if the crystal room, the floor is in fact made of floor?
Yes, it's just a very crystally floor.
Hey, we have ourselves a palum. We don't necessarily have to focus on rocks if we can get some decent levels on the kid.
But rocks.
Yeah, I don't know if we've seen a Soma drop yet.
Okay, yeah, there's a slight flaw in my plan.
And Zaldi is right. Quake is just underground rocks.
I think this fight alone is going to... I don't think it gets there, but it's going to be very close to getting the kid to Quake. The kid's going to slingshot off this fight.
Look, Meteo is rocks falling on you. Quake is you falling and hitting the rocks. That's the difference.
So what you're saying is difference is the direction the rocks are falling from.
Well, it's either the rocks are falling or you are falling, but either way, the rock is certainly hitting.
I wouldn't want the rock to hit me.
Nope.
Right, Riven. Ice 3 is enemy on the rocks.
Dathus will be the second one through the underground. Meanwhile, Cub's rule does complete and is rewarded with just a protect ring. Oh my.
Hmm. Oh, the Fey March is right over there. No, not in the Fey March is not in the lava.
Double bonks. Cubs rule. Man.
I think that might have been a little bit of enemy on the rocks right there.
So 3 sirens. Certainly. Okay, so we're going to cast Bacchus on Cecil just to make sure that he can swing hard enough instead of, using the Dragoon Lance that we got on Kane.
Fine. As all I checked too real quick. Our runners did not miss anything. There is no warp glitch tonight.
There you go, Cubs. Now you remembered. You got that Dragoon Lance. Yeah, and our Quake Kid already has Ice 3 after all that, so he jumped up very quickly.
And Dath's going to show us what's in the Fey March.
Wow, okay. Dath's first one into the Fey March says, I don't need to grind. We're just gonna go.
Yeah, you're going to the Fey March.
So, yeah.
Hello, welcome to the Fey March funeral home.
More coffins for sale.
Yeah, just coffins.
So, with that darkness crystal, here's an interesting dilemma. That technically unlocks 2 character checks.
We're going to pretend it's one. I don't think we're going to see anyone do the giant tonight.
But it becomes the question. Okay, right now we still need, obviously, we've only gotten 4 characters, and we need to get 7 characters total, correct?
Yes, and that's a fun Fey March.
I missed it. All I saw was the immediate exit.
It looked like Mom Bomb and a Ruby Sprite. Mom Bomb on the left.
That's a negative, Ghost Rider. At this point, I'm just going to presume every boss is in its worst possible spot. Thank you, Bad Karma.
Yeah, Ruby. If that's Ruby at the Queen spot, you don't want to know what those Fire 2 encounters are going to do to you.
That's one where you get, I think you get the fire armor. Like, if you find a set of fire armor, you hang on to it explicitly so you can throw it on Cecil, let him zerk up, and just go.
And then anyone gets hit with glare, they'll find pieces of that person. Well, actually, they won't find pieces of that person. They just get vaporized.
Fire, right?
Glares are hurt a little. I think that's one of the spots where you can go for quad 9s.
So Dathus is now going to be doing his Dwarf Castle. We'll be fighting his Quake Kid. Meanwhile, Cub's rule is grinding more.
I took one look at that and went, nope, I'm good. Now we do see Ali taking on the Dark Imps. Getting through them. Just Cecil and Kane left standing, but that's one more character than you need.
Yep. Get a free. This is the nice thing about Dark Knight Cecil being in this spot. You get a free heal up. So as long as you can manage the health, you're fine.
Right, Cecil's at 1,000, so a single heal spell is all you need to get through this. A single cure 3-pot, and Ali is through.
Ninja is took the reset like everyone else has done so far. So, I mean, the Dark Imps with the 500 record getting a kill on every one of our restream team. So, that's a pretty good record as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, this spot. Nasty surprises can wait here. Looks like Ninja's gonna go for the assassin. Yep, more grinding over there. Looks like Ninja's gonna go for the assassin dagger.
Problem is his Rose, like he did no grinding in the Evelyn Castle from the looks of it, because Rosa only knows Cure 2. Really, I think he's a bit underleveled compared to everyone else when he got here.
Plus, that assassin dagger is not going to work on those imps.
Nope.
They're too fast. The imps are RA1, so their ATB bar will be full by the time Kane takes a swing with the assassin dagger, and the swoon can't proc.
All right, so Ali now on her way to visit the Feymarch funeral home. Dathus. Oh, Dathus tried to warp just to check. He's like, oh wait, no, there's nothing back here.
Okay. Anyone who's never done that before, or who's never done that, raise your hand.
No, I've never done a warp when warp glitch was turned off. Never.
I can safely say I haven't done that in the past 55 minutes.
That's because we've been talking about this horrible, horrible seed for the past 55 minutes.
E-Ninja taking some random encounters for a little bit of extra XP and finds the Blade Man grind fight.
Bad Karma, I'm not calling you out. I think this is a masterpiece of a dumpster fire.
Yeah.
Like, this is artistry on a level that I can't even, like, I cannot do. And considering how certain members of the team were made certain threats against you if you started with vanilla Kane Cecil, I think this is appropriate payback, and it certainly calls their bluff.
Yeah, Karma, this is admiration when you roll this guy dumpster fire.
So Dathus is now going up to the moon to check out the character up there. Meanwhile, Cubsrule is turning in Sheila 1 right now, and
Samurai Shield.
what's left? I guess Tower. We could do top of Tower.
Literally
Keyless
the
Tower.
moon.
We have Keyless Tower. We have King Queen Evelyn, or we can go to the moon.
Game Moon is on, so everything up here is in play because of the Fame Arch.
Oh,
Guru
hey.
Shield 1 with a Samurai Shield.
We do have a Lunar Edge. Cubs Rule already did his grind, so I imagine he's done.
Edge starts at 25, and if you have the gear, it's still very much worth picking up.
Dathus does ditch his Quake Kid.
Not a bad choice, all things considered.
I mean, if you're already committed to the melee party, I really like it.
Yeah, you want to keep the White Mage, you want to keep the Anchor. You're not ditching Excal Cecil.
So Cubs Rule now racing the Blue Whale now. Ali is checking out a few different things.
E-Ninja grinding Green Dragons.
You know,
okay, I thought that was a Blade
play.
Man grind. I thought that was a Blade Man grind. That was a Green Dragon summoner. I think Cecil's just zerked and has decided to go Dragon Slaying. 20,000 more XP on his party. That's a number.
It's enough to get Rosa up to Zerk, which is nice. Oh, wow, look at this play on Cubs' side.
Is this a D-Machine grind you've got going on?
No, he already grind on eggs up to...
True.
So I think this is a play for a character.
It's a spicy choice.
Yeah, this is something that you do when you're memeing. Or when you feel behind and you feel like I have to make this play in order to win. Or if you're memeing.
And JP, that was me. I was not expecting a giant play, considering we could fade one character.
I think it's an interesting play, like even in the normal context of a run, because what if your one character that you can fade is at Earth Crystal,
Hey,
and Earth Crystal is super buried.
Remember that Fame Arch funeral home we saw earlier?
Hey.
I think we found a home for those coffins.
Well, we got some hourglasses going on right now, so these guys don't swing too hard, so we're gonna knock over our Tella. And yeah, let's get some life potions, get some life glitches going on this.
I wouldn't mind 150,000 XP from this. Given the seed so far, the character you at least want to see here is one of the ones we already have.
Yeah, if you're spending the time on this, you want it to pan out. You want it to be worthwhile.
We see Dathus taking Gold Dragons for a grind. You got a Dragoon Lance. It's not a terrible play.
No, in particular, if you have hourglasses, you just let Kane go to town.
What is awaiting us at the CPU spot? Let's be fair, we were running out of rude bosses.
All right, so we're zerking up a couple of our folks, and we have. Oh, does he only have? He wants Lit 2 because it's fast, right? Lit 3 is a longer cast time.
It's a faster charge. I think that's the difference. Allie is on the mile and friends, having just picked up the Quack Kid.
So from a character check, Allie and Cubs Rule are tied right now. Dathus does have his 5th character because he did check for that edge on the moon.
Right, and we see Death just... They're about even on their grind, too. Oh, that's a Lunar Sparkle in Cave Valley. That's why I couldn't figure out what it was.
Meanwhile, we did get Meteo and White on Cubs Rule side, and that's a Porum.
That's another character. That'll put Cubs at 6 once he goes to the moon.
So at this point, it's just what next key item does he end up getting? You know, all told, I kind of like that play, and it looks like Dathus is going to be following Cubs Rule and doing the giant immediately. So now it becomes a race of, hey, the next key item that I find that gets me a character check could theoretically win me the game.
Yeah, both runners, or all runners, are hoping for the Earth Crystal right now. That's 2 checks. You know, you got your Baron Key, you got Sand Ruby, Package.
Yeah, just hoping for something that's not a duplicate at this point in time. I think that's the one reason why I wouldn't do the giant grind, because I would want to check. I would want to keep doing my checks, because on the off chance that the next check I get is the Earth Crystal, that's number 6 and 7. Boom. Maybe. And then if you get 1 or 2, and then you come to the giant. Just kind of thinking out loud how I would route that.
I believe we're looking for Rydia and Yang yet, correct? I think those are the only 2 left unaccounted for.
I believe so. Let me double check.
Allie has
Rydia and Yang.
Allie has Darkness, going to be raising her whale. Cubs rules decided the moon is to play. This could lead to an interesting divergence if Dathus decides to hit the Feymarch first instead.
It's really an interesting. Because I like the density up here on the moon better.
Allie just got the whale up and looks like she's going to go get her ninja. Not coffin. Oh, I guess Dathus didn't buy any coffins.
Which will make this a little bit of a longer fight, but it looks like he's trying to assassin dagger his way through.
Damn. Weak works just as well. Allie getting her edge and making the same play Dathus did, deciding I don't want this Quack Kid.
All right, Cubs Rule is setting himself up. Play. Really pretty easy fight. Did opt to pick up the Porum. simply to use as a better anchor.
Tella got some levels. As long as you have, a few Zerkers a few people are one swinging away Berserk, Plague can't kill you. It can gaze into your soul with that piercing eye, but can't kill you.
Yep, always get your Zerkers up against Plague, and it makes it just that much of an easier fight. Cubs rule is through.
No value in there, maybe. Luca key, so potentially no value.
Yeah, but you're still going to save and hang on to it just in case.
Of course. This Odin fight's going to be slightly easier for Dathis, I think, because I saw Thunderclaw.
Yeah,
there
it
you
looks
go.
like... There's that lion. Hey.
And once again, we see the antlion in its natural habitat.
Does look like Cecil, like we had zerked up and we forgot to re-equip the Excalibur on Cecil, so this might not be free on Dathis' side. Oh, there's Nuke.
And Ali's had the same plan Dathis had of take some gold dragons.
I mean, great levels right now. Ali didn't crack any eggs back on Earth, so this is the primary grind that Ali is doing. Dathis took a handful, I think a couple. Cubs roll finding a Mura, which okay.
Nice sword for that edge that side you don't want. I'm not sure if Ali found that Dragoon Lance. Did she piece out of Evelyn early?
It's possible that she did. That she only did the right side, got the X-Cal, and noped out. All right, and just to let everyone know, E-Ninja did end up forfeiting, but he will be joining us for a quick interview while everyone comes in and is finishing up their grinds or walking over each other. We'll keep everyone up on the race as we're chatting with them. But GG's to E-Ninja, we've all been there, and he joins us now.
How you doing, Ninja?
Not so good. That was a bit of a struggle for me.
Yeah, we saw that. That's Dark Imps are just rude.
Yeah.
We were joking that it felt like Karma, especially for the early game, put the worst possible boss in every single location as you could. It was just really kind of rough going for that early part of the seed. No one got to the underground quickly. It was just a slog.
I kind of figured that.
Yeah, I think our fastest time was still like 45 minutes or so.
Yeah. I kind of figured it was like 40 to 50 minutes.
So we saw your plan. I think that's the first time I've seen a green dragon grind on stream, so GG's for that.
Well, it wasn't intentional. Never done that intentionally.
No, but now you can say you've done it.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a weird flag set for me. I'm used to stuff like Omnidex or Adamant Cup, even ZZ5 flags. I'm used to. This is a little different,
Yeah, a little.
and especially when they modified him this week with instead of it being what was it? It was T Pro instead of T Wildish.
Right, that was one of the changes.
Yeah, it was one of the changes. That probably made a little bit more on the difficult side for finding loot to get you through the early game. Other than that, I mean, it was fun. Well,
So, what do you think of character hunt flag sets like this?
I mean, they're kind of normal for like mystery and stuff like that. Just on their own, I don't know about it.
Speaking of character hunts, apparently the Elements fight that Cubsroll was in that Twitch decided to be Twitch about again did give the Earth Crystal. Was that Elements at Ogopogo?
That was Elements at Ogopogo, so that's proved to be a fruitful play right now. Cubs is at 6 of 7, having already gotten the moon character and the giant. So,
Well, I was gonna say thank you, Angie Dave, Itasia for comms, Karma for rolling this absolute dumpster of a seed, and Zell for doing the restream. And I think I'm gonna take off and go get me something to eat.
Hey, food is always good. You take care of yourself.
Yep. See ya.
Have something good.
Bye.
all the love out to E-Ninja. We've all been there where we get, towards at that point of the seed where we get tilted a little bit. Meanwhile, Cubsroll finds the Alt Gauntlet and resets out in order to set up his party. He's got an RA1 set up, wanted to set it up so that his sweeper Palom was the first to act as opposed to Kane, who was sitting at the top slot. So really like and respect that place, knowing, hey, it's going to be faster if I reset.
Also, that K value is rude. That's a Wyvern there. The good news for Ali is, so Ali does have the Dragoon Spear, because Kane just did bad things to Wyvern on a jump.
Yeah, and Wyvern noticed it and immediately got him with a nuke.
Like, oh, no, enough of that. I'd rather not have this anti-Dragon Lance jabbed into me. We did see the previous, or 2 nukes go from that Wyvern. I think it bounced and tried to hit the jumping Kane. Or Rosa faded every roll of it.
I mean, this is interesting because Bahamut, this is kind of a low magic spot. So the nukes here don't do a ton of damage. Even, once you get at high enough levels, the Mega Nuke is at least survivable, I want to say.
Funny enough, the magic of the spot doesn't affect Wyvern's nukes. Wyvern's script sets the spell power to a certain amount before the nukes start flying.
Oh, I don't know why I didn't know that already.
Yeah, if you want proof of that, pick a fight with Wyvern at Ogopogo, where the nukes should be hitting you for quad 9s.
The more you know. Meanwhile, Cubsroll gets confirmation that he is in go mode now. That is a Rydia.
Yep, so Elements at Ogopogo was the play.
You had to do a little bit of work for it, but there's Rydia and Duplicate Edge, so only one of 2 characters was gotten here. Keep in mind, we don't know where that Yang could have been, but everything else was duplicates now.
Right, so our hide and seek champion tonight is going to be Yang, unless someone else finds him first. Oh, never mind. We found him. He's right there.
I mean, that's not the Yang we're looking for.
I just imagine you waving your hand in front of your computer when you're telling me that.
I will not deny or admit that I may have done that exact motion that you're describing in no reference to anything whatsoever. All right, so Rosa is finally full power and can cast Exit, which is nice, you know, after she learns Life 2. And with that, Cubs Rule is in go mode. That is our last and final character. We have a pass. We got the levels. I think we're good to go.
Yeah, this is going to be let Cecil and Kane go Burr. Maybe with some support from Palom. I think Palom has nuke. Yeah, 53. Palom's got it.
Yeah, Palom does have it. It's really been interesting. The early part of this seed was really, really rough, but we got an early darkness. We got access to Siren, so we did, you did a grind. And we certainly didn't, we do not have 10 key items. That was not on the table. But get the levels, get up, and as soon as you find a key item that can get us access to something, we're off to the races. Davis looks like is still working on these underground bosses, King and Queen.
And we are seeing some flags starting to show up in chat. Blink and we're ready there. Cubs Rule is standing in front of the final battle.
Okay, let me. We're randomizer community. We like to randomize things. We can't randomize the boss, so instead we randomize the final sprites. See what his true colors are. We use the crystal. There's almost 600 different character sprites. So the question in the chat is, whose butt are we gonna kick tonight? Whew, okay.
Ow!
I haven't said that. Yeah, it's like I don't have that memorized at all.
Yeah, that's that should have had like the little like very tiny text scrolling up as you're saying it.
That is the
Warning,
no, we
side
have the
effect.
pass. We have to get it going quickly.
Warning: side effects of FUD may include giant jellies.
Jelly, is this supposed to be the jelly from
Lufia 2,
Secret
I
of
think?
Okay, Lufia 2, okay. Because I think Secret of Mana has a similar, like, giant jelly fight.
Dathus gets through that Rubicon in the underground. Getting just a white spear from it.
Yeah, if it would have led to Yang, it would have been a nice alternate path at this point in time. And that's kind of the cool thing about this particular flag set is it feels like there's multiple ways for you to get to the end game. And there's no one set path for that final character.
And one step to the left. Let's take on Mom Bomb. With this party's offense, I don't think we see the explosion. Allie's starting to blow up the moon herself. Finds the Luca key, is going to find a nice weapon for that edge that she kept.
So we have that antlion fight, which we know, yeah, will be a nice edge weapon. Mom Bomb, this will be interesting to see where we get here. Blinks going up, we should be fine though.
Yeah, with this damage output, you don't see the explosion. As Explode phase starts with 9,000 HP left, and we're putting out 6 around. Cubs rule is exactly as we were describing. Edge and Cecil, or not, just Kane and Cecil just swinging away, and Palin providing a little support.
And by a little support, he's looks like trying to time the nuke in such a way to.
That is correctly timed. Assuming that was a real shake, this will nerf. Or it'll tip, and this Big Bang's full powered, because the tip to the next phase script is higher priority than the counter nuke script.
Yeah, it looks like it was full power, but we survived it. No big die. No big deal.
That means we're probably in Rock's phase, and this fight's effectively over. You guys, Zerking Cecil can face tank 3 Meteos just fine.
More if he dodges. Here's the crash, boom, bang, and GG's to Cubs Rule, who does finish. Meanwhile, Dathus picked up the pan, so is on his way to do that run.
You find it, you gotta check. You gotta follow through on the check if you made that gamble. This is exactly right. We know where the answer is for Rydia, but with Dathus' knowledge, this is exactly the correct play.
Yep. So Cubs will finish in first place in the community race, 124.41. GG's. He will be joining us shortly. As you can imagine, after that particular set of flags, yeah, you got to go to the, take care of yourself first, and then come on.
And stretch, get a drink, typical post-race things.
And I like what Dathus did there. He stopped outside the tower to safety save and said, hey, if this Sheila 2 ends up being another Zonk, I will have the path that I need. I'll just reset out so I don't have to leave. So, fantastic job there on Dathus' side. Meanwhile, Allie is getting ready to start the fight that we happen to know is the right answer. However, Allie has not yet done the giant. It'll be interesting to see if Allie, because this is what I would have done. I would have done these bosses first, and then if I needed another boss check or another character check, and that was available, instead of checking other key item locations and trying to blindly hunt, I would have done it then. So we'll see what Allie ends up deciding to do after finishing up the Earth Crystal.
It looks like Sheila 2 was nothing. I didn't catch what the item was, but it was reset, so nothing of value. Actually, I'm a little sad. No one found the Legend Sword. Thank you. All these things was pink tail, so nothing of value. You got Super Smith on. I wanted to know what Smith was.
All right, so dolls here. This will be in. I'm really looking forward to seeing if we're gonna get some new information here on Danthus' side. Um, Allie, meanwhile,
This is fine. Wait, this is not fine. Never mind.
that's not fine. Those extra levels from doing the giant really have made a difference.
I thought I thought the X-Cow would be able to carry that through, but Val got to swing it first.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Cubs has joined us. GG, Cubs roll.
Thank you, GG. Thank you.
GG's Cubs.
So do we want to start talking about how horrible that early game was? Because my goodness, that was...
I've never been happier to see a black sword.
that Black Sword was MVP
That Black
early
Sword
game.
carried you.
I don't remember the last time I zerked a Dark Knight Cecil. That's a new one. that might be the most damage I've ever seen a DKC do in my life against that Octo. But can we talk about Kane and missing multiple jumps from the center slot? Can we talk about that for a second?
Well, Runak's only, 60 base accuracy?
Yeah.
So you're only at like a 70-some% chance to hit your rolls.
Yeah. And this is why Kane just leaves runs to die. Kane. Nah, I was kind of hoping for a fifth character before hitting Ordeals so that I could slingshot Cecil after, but it sort of ended up working out. Wasn't terrible. So, it is what it is. That hook route, though.
Those Dark Imps claimed every runner at least once.
Yeah, Cecil spread his targets out a little too much the first time, but the targeting on those imps, man. Just let me cast a blink, please.
No.
It's that good board face AI right there, just like, no, you're not going to get it.
Good, yes. I don't know good for whom, but good.
Good for the viewers.
Fair.
So I wanted to ask, the looking for group flags has been really interesting. And I made the comparison when we started ZZ5 with the Blue Moon and Red Moon flag sets. Everyone was talking about how different it felt to run those flag sets because we weren't just looking for key items. It was, looking for doing boss checks. And that really changed kind of routing and prioritization. And it really feels like these looking for group flags are something very similar to that, where you have to play the game a little bit differently. Does it feel that way to you too as well?
Somewhat. I think it's less jarring since we just came off of the boss hunts and we're not... Key items are important again, but fewer key items. I do think... I remember saying last week, right before ZZ5, the last community races we had were... the Live Alive theme flag set, and those were straight character hunts. So I think it helped having it was a while back, but at least so a little experience with the idea of just gunning for the characters. Definitely changes things up. We're having to remember to go back for the earned characters as opposed for the free characters. Haven't done that in a little while. But I think especially on these hard flags as opposed to last week with the standard flags. If there's a holy sword in Eblin, it just changes everything.
We do have a music check coming from Daphis, by the way.
So Eblin really makes or breaks this flag set, I think. And maybe it's less so because it's T-Pro versus T-Wildish, but that's still a large swing if you find something there with the guaranteed Cecil.
So I did want to ask. Okay, that the music's done.
T-Pro treasuries, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, thank you for that check.
Gungnir being the best thing in there. That's a treasury, all right.
Yeah. So, I did want to ask, what made you decide to go giant immediately?
I couldn't afford enough sirens to get straight to nuke, so I figured I'd just kind of finish up or try to finish up on the giant, and ended up a little short, but I just figured between the Excal Cecil and Dragoon Spear on Kane, I could hack my way through and at least get close to nuke at that point.
Makes sense, and you're probably really glad to see something you could life glitch in at the first spot.
Very. I was a little tempted to go check Moon character first, and I think I would have taken the edge over the Palom, but at that point I just said, to heck with it, and we'll just do this.
Oh, hey, there's a monk behind the Sand Ruby.
Yeah,
behind the top of tower to Twin Harp to the top of tower to Twin Harp to Sand Ruby to Yang is your other character.
Ew.
Yeah, I think, well, because it was, you did, Masa spot to Earth Crystal for that. So,
Well, when I saw dolls, I thought about going straight up tower, but I had no area attack at that point. And I could have gone there after getting Quake on Palom, but I had already committed the giant at that point.
That's fair. I assume it would have been far more tempting to go up the tower immediately if you had tripped over a Soma drop at any point.
Maybe. I don't know if Tella does it there.
16 base wisdom, that's 5 rolls. 4,000 base meteor, that's plenty.
Yeah, fair. Maybe. I don't know if it's so long to sit through. I think it's kind of a toss-up, to be honest.
Also, that whole math on stream thing.
Yeah. And trusting Tella on a meteor is always a bit of a crapshoot.
Well, good news, you don't have to worry about his aim, just his damage, and it's minimum 4,000.
Only 1 missed life cast today, but 4 missed center slot stones.
I feel your pain on that.
Tella. I can't even blame a curse ring this time. He just straight whiffed.
I've been there, done that on the Tella can't hit a center slot stone to save his life.
Yep. Not quite the Foo missing the center slot, but we're a little more used to Tella yucking it up. Well, I will. Let me just say thank you to the two of you, Dave, Vitasia. Let me also say I'm jealous of both of you. I want to make it to Distant World at some point. Hope you two enjoyed it. I hope to enjoy that myself at some point. Karma, we'll have words. I think we've already had some words. We'll have more. Zald, thank you for the buttons. No, I'm pretty happy with how this one went. Just thank you, everybody. Have a good night.
Cubs, and if you ever get a chance, do go to Distant Worlds. It was a great time.
Very much planning on it.
Awesome. Well, that was Cubs Rule again. Get your GGs in chat. And yes, Distant Worlds was fantastic. To know more about that story, join us over in Discord, because we're not going to talk about it here. See what I did there? Meanwhile, Dathus starts his Jellymus fight. Ali did the 6th character check and is now going up Mount Hobbs?
This might be a... Did I remember to grab this one? Check. Oh, Ali actually never finished the fight up here. Of course, there'd be betrayal in a fight where Kane's involved. And we see Dathus just... You got 3 Zerkers, you got 3 powered up Zerkers, just turn them loose.
Yep. This is one of the easiest fights that you can do with Zeromus. It's set 3 Berserks, set it, forget it. Only pick up your controller to heal everyone else up. You're good.
Oh yeah, this fight goes very straightforward. First your characters drink Bacchus wine, then you drink the Bacchus wine.
Yeah, and chat pointing out, Ali is missing the giant character, which we know is Porum. Ali opting either forgetting that the giant does give you a character, or deciding, okay, we're gonna check for some more places.
Also, check out Dathus' screen. I'm fairly certain that's a Berserk Tella. Come on, Dathus.
This is what happens. This is what happens when it's not serious races. This is meme territory here.
Work the Rosa. You know you want to.
Yep, he's Zerking the Rosa. Short bow, mute arrows,
yes!
Rosa.
Let's go. I believe Rose actually just take a swing for it to count as a quint, correct?
Yeah, and that's what I'm worried about, are getting her swing, because the damage output is quite high right at the moment.
Now the turtle will at least get around to her. Now we can officially call it a quint. So on the bright side, everyone except Tella should survive this Big Bang. Kane and Cecil outright guaranteed.
Meanwhile, Ali is fighting Mylan Z and just absolutely destroying that spot.
Yes. Now, if I had paid attention to the spoiler logs that scrolled by, I would have known this was nothing.
And a quick reset.
I was gonna say, I saw rocks come down. There should be a crack bang soon. There it is.
And GG's to date this, finishing up, a little under 20 minutes after Cubs rule. So GG's in chat for him.
Second place in the race, first place in our hearts for that, Quint. And we're joined by Dathis. Should I be saying GG's to you 5 times in honor of that, the end of that fight?
Look, there is one way you fight Zeromas, and it's Quint.
Quint.
Thank you.
Got to get it done right 5 times, but no, GG's. That was absolutely fantastic. We loved every minute of it, and we especially loved the first half of this race, which seemed to be pretty torturous for everyone involved.
That is the first time I've ever gotten a non-key item from a key item location and been, you know what? I'll take it no matter what. I don't care. This is good now.
Was that the Ordeals one?
No, the Rune Axe in Antlion Cave.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, give me Kane's weapon. Give me something for him to hit things with, please and thank you. And then everything else, I'm like, fine, I'll go find another character. Oh, hey, here's the hook from Bedward. All right, fine. Here's Tellet. Thank you for giving me Team Ordeals plus Kane. All right, I'll go.
And you'll take that Rune Axe and happily chop your way up Ordeals.
Oh, absolutely. Ordeals was not the problem, although, yeah, getting through some of those fights. I'll say this, never did I ever expect to go through a turtle and antlion and watch it actually use recover at some point. That may be a highlight, and I say that in quotations, of my free enterprise career.
You want to talk about highlights? This entire race, because you've given us the Quint meme. Ali is presently giving us the Pink Puff fight.
Hold on, no, are we sure we're covering the right stream here? Because as far as I'm aware, this is Alicel, destroyer of memes going on here.
Yeah, I am thoroughly confused.
No, this seed was honestly a lot more challenging than I was expecting. I was looking for that or any holy weapon that I knew was going to be pulled out of the chest, and lo and behold, thankfully we got it. Or else Cecil would have been absolutely useless this seed. Yeah, a lot of bosses were kind of in the right locations for them to be free enough to make a low power-ish team kind of work, which is really nice, to be honest.
Honestly, you handled everything we saw very, very well.
We're not going to talk about Baron the first time I went there, though. We're just going to ignore that.
Don't worry. I know all about angry water hags.
Oh, water hag wasn't the problem. It was the Octomammoth behind it that was the issue. Tell us said hello to it the second time, though. That was a fun time.
Well, and, we had that issue, and literally everyone on stream wiped at least once to the Dark Imps on your way underground, because that's a rude fight if you're not prepped for it.
Yep. Thankfully, Tella being in the middle was a good time. All right, hold on. Ali's just about done. I gotta see this. Do we have Alicel, destroyer of free enterprise as well as destroyer of memes?
Find out. right now.
Gotta hold bated breath. Oh,
No
you know what?
music.
No.
You know what? She tried, and I respect that a heck of a lot. Yeah.
I don't understand who's possessed Ali's stream though.
I swear I'm not running on 2 streams. Yeah,
Ali, of course,
doing-
does. After that, does forfeit just because the lulls.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna be done with the seed and do that, I 100% respect that. I've done that before. I may have gotten an adamant armor off stream, but still waiting on getting one on stream. That's the true prize right there. But yeah, having done both sets of the flags, the quote easy and the hard versions now, these are heckin' fun flags. Yeah, I'm excited to see you guys do the Friday Night Salty Runback.
That should be a good time.
Yeah, I just want to give shoutouts to UNG Dave Invitation for doing the commentary. Gonna watch it back. Guarantee it was entertaining as all heck. Zalde, thank you very much for doing the tracking for the all of 6 key items that we each got, as well as Karma for yeah, this was a seed. Thank you for the vanilla start into the lovely equipment we found. I'm gonna say lovely, but that's not the word I really want to say. Yeah, and I'll let you guys get talking to Ali.
All right, thank you so much, Dathus. Was
Have a
a
good night, guys.
fantastic race. Yep. Have a good night.
Absolute pleasure.
And
And now, we wait with bated breath for Alice L. And there's the memer herself.
Now, those are fighting words, Vatasia.
Ali, you were supposed to fight the memes, not join them.
Look, I had one chance. I took my shot, and the Pink Puff said no.
Hey, I
You,
can
you
respect
either
that.
die a hero, or you live long enough to see yourself become a villain. How's it feel, Allie?
I mean, that was a seed that existed.
Yeah, it was. The early game was particularly 4-letter wordsy.
I was pretty proud of some of my trap chest kills. One of those got a little hairier than I would have liked.
Hey, anybody you can walk away from though, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, just needed to rely on Cecil to swoon both of the cats whose names I can't think of.
They're just black hats. But no, you excellent timing. You did the swoon procs perfectly.
Yeah, that's what we call couch to wing it. That was me winging it. But yeah, otherwise, that was where were the key items? Why were there no key items, game?
Hashtag blame
They're
Harvey.
they're all hit somewhere in useless spots.
There was a chain starting from the top of the tower.
Yeah, where was the last character? Because I obviously just said
You had two
no.
choices. Rydia was. Oh, you found the Rydia. So I believe it was Porum was on the giant, and Yang was behind a keyless tower to Twin Harp to Sand Ruby chain.
No, I don't think I will.
I mean, the giant ended up being not too bad because it was the double guard fight for the first one, and then The second fight was, what was it? Elements? It was
Odin.
not difficult. Odin. Okay.
Yeah, I really thought about that giant. I was like, I don't really want to because it can go one of two ways.
And today's giant chose a little column A, a little column B.
Yeah, and if you're not going to the giant D machine, it feels bad, especially if you can't get through it and you have to walk out. But otherwise, it was good. I'm reminded why I don't race, and instead I'm on your side of the booth. Then I can wish misery on the runners instead of having to deal with the misery.
I mean, you guys certainly fulfilled your end of the bargain with the misery tonight, because, oof.
Yeah, and now I have to go have a nice conversation with Bad Karma about why that wasn't very nice of him.
You're not the only one. I think Cubs and Daph's are in line too.
But thanks so much, y'all, for sticking around to watch me struggle bus there at the end. Of course, thanks to Vatasia and NG Dave for doing the commentary, Zald for doing the tracking. I'm not thanking you, Karma. I'm really not. You and I are going to have words. But thanks so much, everyone, for coming out, because it is really appreciated. And I'll let y'all just kind of finish it up.
Well, thank you, Allie, and all of our runners for putting on one heck of a show. One
GTs
way or
to
the other.
everyone, GTs to everyone. Just for even getting as far as this was just a rude seed. So GTs to all 4 of our runners.
Absolutely. And as I mentioned, we do have our community race on Friday evening for that salty run back. Same flag set, different seed, of course, but you know what? I think I might race that one just because this seemed like a whole heck of a ton of fun.
I will be visiting family at the time, so unfortunately, we'll probably not be able to join in the festivities. Or I'll be sick of my family and join in just as an excuse to get away. Dealer's choice.
Either way. Once again, one final round of applause for our 4 featured runners: Cubs Rule, Dathis, Alicio, eNinja81. Also to our wonderful Restream team. Despite all the flack that Bad Karma gets, extra kudos from me because it was a very entertaining race. And then Zaldi for pushing all the buttons. Thank you so much. And of course, my co-commentator, NG Dave. Always a pleasure working with you.
Yes, and to you as well, Tasia. This has always been fun. We're done here, but we're not quite done with Free Enterprise yet tonight. We are off to visit Elvin Sorrow, who is running a race against John Burkhead, defending a title that Elvin, John Burkhead, and I believe it's not Tall Grant. I think it's Tall Grant that the 3 of them run together.
Wouldn't surprise me. I mean, I know Tall Grant and Elvin Sorrow back from Aegis Shield Group. Shout out Aegis Shield.
Thank you, that it is Tall Grant, the 3 of them.
No,
so we're going to head over. You can cheer on Elvin or you can cheer on John Burkhead. It's up to you.
All right, have a great night, everyone, and we'll see you at the next race. Take care.